Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast and the second episode of the half-hour Genius Hour. Kind of live for the third time with Mr. N coming to you on your commute from home to school with teachers talking about teaching. Today, my very second guest for the third time, like I said, is the one and only Charlotte from Apples and Tiaras. Give her a warm welcome, everybody, clapping your cars. Round of applause, round of applause. Okay, we've been trying hard. Like, we did this episode on Wednesday. It is Memorial Day weekend. We did it on Wednesday. We tried it again like 5 minutes ago. It just wasn't working, so we switched over to Google Hangouts, and this one appears to be working.
That technology.
You gotta love it.
We're showing a great example of how when technology fails, you wing it.
That's right. That's the growth mindset, teachers. Yeah. Okay, Charlotte, can you introduce yourself? Tell us where you teach and what grade you teach.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlotte, and I currently teach in the Prescott area in Arizona, and I teach fourth grade. But since the school year ended like 3 days ago, I am currently teaching third grade in the East Valley in Arizona, which is like the Phoenix, Mesa, Gilbert area, and I'm super excited.
It's in the Tri-County area.
Yeah, it's like, when you say the Valley, there's like a bajillion places. It's kind of like saying, oh yeah, I live in Los Angeles. Okay, but where?
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know anybody that actually lives in Los Angeles proper.
Suburb areas everywhere.
So, okay, you're going to teach third grade this coming up year.
Yes.
We're trying to keep this fresh because we've had this conversation like several times.
Yeah, but it's okay.
She taught fourth grade, and have you only taught fourth grade? You student taught third grade. Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I student taught third grade at the same school that I will be moving to. And then I got my first job as fourth grade teacher, and I've taught fourth ever since.
Which is so cool. Like,
yeah.
I've met my second master teacher has taught first grade for like 21 years straight.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine?
Commitment.
Yeah. Like,
but you know what? I have this like feeling, like the longer you teach one grade, the more effective you are, because you really get to know that curriculum and those standards, and you really get to like my last class was like probably the best class I ever had, because I really, really understood all those standards.
Yeah, for sure. Because you get to know the standards, and then you over time learn what works, what doesn't work, and the most effective way to get through to your kids.
Absolutely.
So Charlotte's suffering from a little cold.
Yeah, I apologize. My coughing.
It happens. It happens. We were talking about how, I don't know, like, I think that when some kind of extended time comes, our bodies just say, it's time to get sick. Yeah, you're done. Did you have any big plans this weekend?
No, I'm in my new house, which is exciting as it is. And we moved like all of our stuff from my mom's house down. So my big plans are to put everything away.
So everything's in your house now?
Everything's in my house except for like maybe a trunk load full of stuff at my mom's place, just because I do have to go back next week for more work.
Oh, yeah. We should kind of talk about that. So you don't have kids at your school anymore.
Nope, the kids are fun.
But teachers get to hang out for another week. Lucky you guys.
Well, it came from the Red for Ed walkouts. We had like a 5-day walkout. And our district was very supportive. They said, put your absence into the absent system. And if enough of you are going to be absent, we'll just close school, which is what they did for 5 days. And instead of making the kids come back that extra time, they said, no, we're just going to extend our short days to the regular school time, and then the teachers will come back those extra 5 days. So instead of the kids being punished, and I'm putting quotations around punished because there was a lot of controversy about, parents thinking, oh, well, the teachers are just punishing our kids now because now their summers are, being cut shorter. Well, no, that's not, part of it. It's we're fighting for your children, you know?
Yeah.
So instead of punishing the kids to have to come back, they're just having us come back. And we're doing professional development, and it's all very, you know, useful and, you know, whatever. It just kind of prolongs the school year.
Yeah. So, like, what are you guys going to do?
What are we what? Sorry, I was coughing.
Like what like what are you going to do for these days when you go back?
Well, we are doing professional development, and our school, well, my previous school, the one I've been at, we are a 21st century learning school, and so we're switching our grading to standards based.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of it is creating proficiency scales for the power standards that we have for math. And where I'm not going to be at that school anymore, it's still really like beneficial to me, because if I want to do standards based grading myself, you know, in my next classroom, and just kind of really focus on that, because that's really what, you know, everyone's trying to move forward to. It's really beneficial. I mean, I'm kind of going to be ahead of the game, and maybe even eventually when my new district or school decides to go that direction, I can be of assistance.
Yeah. So they don't already do that at your new school.
No, they don't.
Okay. So, you got some time here to plan with your old team. Are you going to hang out with your old team, or are you going to hang out with Jennifer?
Actually, that's funny that you mentioned that, because I asked my instructional specialist, I was like, hey, do you mind if I work with third grade, because that's where I'll be next year? And she's like, yeah, you can totally float back and forth, because the fourth grade team that I left,
Yeah.
2 out of the 3 members aren't there. And so I'm just kind of helping the one that's staying, the one that's there, to complete hers and show her kind of what to do. And then I can jump over to third grade and ask them what they're doing, give my input. So I'm kind of like jumping back and forth,
That's
but it's really
fun.
awesome that they're letting me do that.
For those of you that don't know, Charlotte works with Jennifer from Jennuine Teaching. The two of them at the same school.
Yes.
Could you imagine the shenanigans that go on?
Oh, man. I know, we're both really sad that I'm leaving, but we promised that we would like FaceTime every Friday morning when we got to work, and, you know, that we would plan together, because we can do Google Hangouts and plan.
You guys should do a Jennuine Apples and Tiaras podcast on Friday mornings.
Jennuine Apples.
Yes.
We have an Instagram, but yeah, we should totally do that.
You should just record your FaceTime call.
That would be fun.
It would be awesome. Another thing to listen to on the way to school.
There you go.
Okay, so Charlotte and I both put out questions, a call for questions for this podcast, and we got quite a few. So we're going to just jump in and answer some of these questions. All right?
Yeah.
So the first one comes from Katie, and she has a YouTube channel called 4 Teachers that she does from Hong Kong with this other guy named Ryan. And she wants to know, how does it feel knowing that your teacher tag video has become so popular as it has inspired many other teachers around the world? You're so inspirational. Global. Did you even, first of all, can you really wrap your head around the fact that teachers from around the world, you inspire them?
Well, I didn't know that it was that big. I mean, I haven't really looked lately to see how many more there were, but it feels awesome to be able to inspire people. And I love watching people's teacher tags. And I know that a lot more tags have been created since then that are kind of similar but somewhat different.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting because I love doing those tags myself. Jennifer and I love doing them. And it's just this whole teacher tuber nation, has been really awesome to watch grow. And I wish every day, I'm like, when I was student teaching, I wish that Mr. N was on YouTube so I could go get some ideas. And I wish, Michelle from Pocketful Primary was there so I could realize what, things happen in real life and teaching. And so I just think that the whole teacher tuber motion has been really, really inspiring.
Yeah.
And I don't credit myself at all it was just a funny idea that Jennifer and I had, and we're really glad that a lot of you guys, people that are listening, decided to jump on and join us.
I give you credit.
No, 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 no.
Remember, like, the first time that we did this show, you Googled it, remember?
I did. There's a lot more. There was like, what did I say? 1,000,000. But they were all like different videos too. It wasn't just the teacher tag. It was like
a big chunk of those, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we also talked about how you guys came up with the idea.
Oh yeah. So Jennifer and I were doing the Disney tag for fun. And then one of us, I don't remember which one, but we were like, we should make a tag about teaching. Yeah. And then we sat there and like thought of the questions. We're like, no, that one would be boring. No, that one would be really fun. Ooh, we'd get a good answer out of that one. And then we just sat there and did it. And then I forget who did the next one. I think it was Megan, I think.
Yeah, her I Teach Too.
Yeah, I think she did that too.
Yeah.
And then after that, a bunch of different, tags started popping up, and we were like, yeah, let's do this one. Let's do this one.
I love those things. It's a great way to like learn more. And if you're just starting a channel, it's a great way to get
and introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
It is.
Okay, Maura Doman. She has the Kind Kindergarten channel, and she teaches in Chicago. She wants to know how have things been adjusting? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. How
has it been adjusting?
How has it been adjusting? Yeah, how to being a mom, teacher, YouTuber, etc.
I remember answering this one the last time. I only got to like 2 parts of it. So I was telling Darin last time that I decided after my first year teaching, because my first year teaching, I didn't have a life outside of teaching. And I decided that I would not make teaching my whole life, but that I would, I don't live to teach. I teach to live. And although I still love teaching and it's like a huge part of my life, but I refuse to bring work home with me.
Yes.
Not do any grading at home. Yes, I plan at home because you would be at work all the time if you didn't plan at home, but I don't grade at home, and I'm very selective on what I grade. Obviously I'm looking for proficiency in my students, so I grade the things that I need to be able to evaluate that, and everything else is just a yay, good job, you did it.
Yeah.
Or just don't grade it at all.
Right.
Because you could spend your whole life grading everything and you're going to miss out on everything else. So when I come home from work, I'm mommy and I'm Mrs. Valdez, and I'm not a teacher. I'm mom. And then once the baby goes to bed, or, if we're just hanging out, yes, I'll pull out my computer and plan, And that's the beauty of being a teacher in the same grade for so long. You don't really have to plan as much. Because you already kind of know what's going on and what you're going to do. And then, of course, YouTube. I would love to be able to film more. I would love to be able to put up like a weekly vlog where I vlogged every single day. But my computer doesn't allow for that because I don't have enough storage. I'm looking for a new computer, okay? Because I would be able to do that. But I just sit down on Sundays is my editing day, because I usually post on Mondays. So on Sunday night, once my husband gets home from work, I'll sit down and I'll edit. Or, if I have done everything at work and I don't have anything else to do, I'll sit there and edit. Or at lunchtime, when that's my time, I'll sit there and edit. It just kind of is like a free moment. Or if the baby goes down early, I find time to do it. And I enjoy doing it. I've been on, a lot of you don't know, but I've been on YouTube for like 10 years. With my princess business, I started doing like singing videos and like princess stuff. And
are those still active? Can we still watch those?
It's still on there. It's called A Child's Dream Entertainment is the channel. And I think it's linked in like my other channels thing. And then when I started this channel, Apples and Tiaras, I was still student teaching, and I was focusing on showing the world princess makeup princess party videos. And then when I got more into teaching, I started putting up a couple of the videos like that. And then when I met Jennifer, she really was the inspiration behind teaching vlogs, everything teaching.
Yeah.
And that's when I started that. And, now my channel is kind of like a mush pot of everything. Mom, vlogs, teaching.
I know. That's so real, though. Like, that's what I'm sure most of your subscribers, that's what they love about it. That it's not just teaching. It's like your whole life and how to balance all that stuff. Because these are great tips for any teacher, first-year teachers, beginning teachers, veteran teachers. Like, you got to balance your life. It's not just one thing.
Yeah, for sure.
She also wants to know, has there been a time when you felt torn between your child and your students?
No.
Never.
If it was between the two of them, I would obviously pick my own child. I mean, I was really close to not going back to work.
Really?
My husband said, honey, you don't need to go back. Just quit and move down. The house is finished. Move down and we can be together and it's over with. And I couldn't do that. I mean, I knew that Cash was going to be taken care of because my mom was there.
Yeah.
My husband is there. And I didn't want to abandon my students because they had already been through 3 months of inconsistency, and I didn't want to do that to them. So I can't say I chose them over Cash because Cash was going to be fine.
Yeah.
But if there was, like if he wouldn't take formula or if he wouldn't take a bottle, then I would say, okay, well, my son can only be breastfed, so I can't go to work.
Yeah.
But he was going to be fine. So I couldn't abandon my students because of that, because, the rest of my life, I'm not going to stay home.
Yeah.
So I start now. So yeah, no, I've never had to really choose between the two. But
could you ever be a stay-at-home mom?
I could. I want to be. That's like my dream job.
Really?
Home mom, but I would probably be doing other things. Like I would probably be on YouTube doing like daily vlogs. I would probably do like other jobs because I'm not just like a sit around and do nothing type of person.
Yeah. Not that stay-at-home moms sit around do nothing.
No, not at all. But I really do love my job.
Yeah. Would you volunteer in the class and everything?
I probably would. I would probably be one of those annoying PTO moms.
For sure.
That's like always in the classroom, and not that they're annoying because they are very helpful. But I would think I was annoying.
Would you be? Are you okay when Cash goes to school? Are you gonna be like, why are you teaching it that way?
I hope I'm not one of those hovering moms. Let me see that. What's the standard for this?
Yeah. What's your objective here with this lesson, lady?
Yeah. No. I think when Cash is in school in 5 years, things will be a little different.
Yeah. Oh, and we're so excited to come along on the ride with you.
Oh, yeah.
So EJ Kafuples from Kafupo Land. She teaches in Australia, secondary teacher. She says, what tips do you have for other teacher mamas trying to juggle it all?
Like I said before, pick and choose what is most important for you to grade.
You don't have to grade everything, guys.
No, don't grade everything. Like I told Darin the last time we filmed this, I don't even grade the final draft.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Tell us more about that again.
So when I teach a writing lesson, I break it up into different pieces that I'm looking for. I'm looking for your introduction. I'm looking for all of the things that should be in an introduction. Once I've taught it to you and I've modeled it to you, what you've written in your rough draft, that's your true what I've learned moment.
Yeah.
It's not after I've corrected and edited your paper.
Right.
It's true right after I taught you, what did you take away from it moment.
This reminds me of our conversation because we were also talking about, please, can you just capitalize the first letter and put a
Yes.
period. Slap a period on the end, guys.
We were talking about if you could ask the third grade teachers to do anything for class. Sentence structure and multiplication facts.
Oh, yeah. At what point in teaching history did not capitalizing the first letter and putting a period on the end, when did that disappear?
I don't know. I think it's like they forget to, brush their teeth in the morning.
Nicholas from A Happy Teacher, A True Story is an international science teacher from France.
That is so cool.
Yes. See, we're global here, guys. This is a global podcast. He says, does being a teacher help you be a better mom?
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah.
I think, yes, it does. Because I know what I want to instill in my son on how to behave at school. I know what I need to do at home to help him perform better in school. And I think it has also made me a better teacher because I have more maternal instincts now than I did before. And like if someone scrapes their knee and has a boo-boo, like I'm running up there to kiss your knee, like normal teachers wouldn't do that, but I've always been a very maternal person, and I think that being a mom now has made me even more maternal in my students. And I've always considered my students my kids.
And do you see a difference between before you had Cash and now? Like I always say, there's these crazy parents, like you hear these crazy stories of these crazy moms that go and do these insane-o things for their kids. But then after you have kids, you're like, man, I would have done the same exact thing for them because you love them so much. It's such a difference. Whereas before I had kids, it was like, man, you're nuts. Why would you do such a thing?
Yeah, it's true. Like, when Cash was born, he was born via C-section. And when he first came out, he didn't cry at first. And I remember like trying to get off the table, like, where's my baby? Why isn't he crying? And like, he was fine.
Yeah.
But I remember like that overwhelming feeling of, I'm about to turn into a rage monster. Like, get me off this table. Get my baby.
Like irrational, but rational.
Yes. But now, like, if anyone were to do, like, I don't know, I remember a moment where one of my kids came up to me after recess and they were like, so-and-so did this to me at lunch. And I was like, oh, no, she didn't. And I, like, pulled that student aside and I was like, excuse me. Like, even with my own students, and even though, like, we all consider, the whole school our kids, like, it's my job to teach that kid to not do that to other kids,
Yeah. I can tell you, like, okay, I'll give you advice now, because my kids, like, my youngest daughter is a senior in high school, and then I have 2 in college, and I've gone through that part of my life that I see these parents of 4th graders now, and it's like life or death for them on some things. And it's like, the sun is going to come up tomorrow, and, down the road, you're going to realize that you arguing with me over this one question being marked wrong is really like such a small thing in life, guys. Let's get some perspective here.
Yeah, really. And at the end of the day, you're in 4th grade. Like, what you're accomplishing now is not necessarily going to affect you when you're an 11th grader.
No, I don't think that Harvard goes back and checks 4th grade report cards.
No.
Last time I checked.
Yeah.
Madison Lashai, she wants to know what your favorite thing about teaching is.
I remember this one. Relationships with the students. I know everyone says, don't be their friend, be their teacher. Yes, but they sometimes need you to be their friend.
They do.
They need a friend in general. Sometimes at home, they don't have a parent, so they also need you to be a parent. Sometimes they don't have a friend at all, at school, and they need you to be that.
Do you think that that like I noticed that my own children, their relationship with friends is a lot different than when I was growing up. Do you notice the same thing with kids
There's
today?
not the deep connection isn't there anymore.
It's not. Like for my own kids, they're very transient. They would go from friend to friend. They wouldn't have like those best friends like when I was growing up. It doesn't seem like any of them have that anymore.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Different, for sure. Different. Okay, she asked another question. She says, "Do you want more kids?"
Yes, I want one more. If I could get myself a girl, that would be cool. But if not, then I'll be the boy mom and I'll enjoy it. But yeah, we only want one more, and we're gonna wait like 2 years just so that there's a good age difference. One is kind of more independent. My husband's like, no more, because I think he's still in that newborn life is terrible thing.
So now you know that you're going to have triplets.
No.
Bam, there's 4 for you.
No.
Do you have twins or anything like that in the family?
Yes, actually, but it's normally the first pregnancy or something. I don't know. And I didn't get a twin, so I think we're good.
How many different pairs of glasses do you have?
3.
So how do you choose which ones you're going to wear?
I've been like messing with them. They're crooked. I get my glasses. These ones are not from I Buy Direct. These are from like Lens Crafters like 5 years ago. But
And
I
the
get
prescription's still the same?
glasses. Huh?
The prescription's still the same?
Yeah.
Woo, 5 years. You should just get LASIK.
I should. I've been thinking about it actually. But yeah, I Buy Direct is where I usually get my glasses.
Okay, let's see. Connor the Best says, do you like this one's about flexible seating. Do you like flexible seating in your class? So this is an interesting topic, very timely. A lot of teachers turning to flexible seating in their classrooms.
Yeah. I do like flexible seating. If I could choose the type of seating in my room, it would be flexible seating. And there's a lot of different reasons why.
We talked about the actual physical size of your class.
Yeah.
The amount of children.
Last year, my class size was 38 at the beginning of the school year, and it took about 5 weeks to get another teacher. And if I didn't have flexible seating, I would not have been able to fit 38 bodies in my room with the size desks that we have.
After you got another teacher, what did your class go to?
Oh my gosh, it went from 38 to 25.
No way. Could they not see that coming on the horizon? That seems like poor planning.
I did, but I honestly didn't know how long it was going to take because in our district, like finding a teacher is really hard.
Oh, really?
They don't pay very well up there, and the pickings are real slim. Like it's either someone coming out of retirement or someone coming that's like a first-year teacher, or like what my school did was they just pulled somebody from another school and then combined those kids to make bigger classes because their classes were too small. So you end up getting someone that's mad because they're being moved.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you get someone that's like a dinosaur, and that's what ended up
We
happening.
like dinosaurs too.
They pulled somebody from another school and it just was not it was not
when do you think that teachers reach dinosaur status?
when they stop caring.
Yes. No, I think when they stop trying to grow.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment you become a dinosaur.
Yeah, when they stop caring about what they're teaching and it's just I'm there every day.
Yeah. Do you have any teacher tubers at your new school?
No, not that I know of, but I do have a friend of mine. Her name's Kayla, and she was my first teacher BFF. She was in her first year teaching when I was student teaching, and when I left her, I've had a teacher BFF at every school. But by far, Jennifer has been the best teacher BFF ever, and the reason why is because of what she's taught me. But yes, my friend Kayla, I'm going to try and get her on the bandwagon.
Yes.
We'll see. I'm going to put the camera in her face and see how she does.
Okay.
And then my other 2 teammates are so funny. Like, I can't wait to film them.
Oh, man. This is going to be a great addition to the Apples and Tiaras family.
Yes. One of them is one of my mentor teachers, and she is hysterical. And then the other one
Like, give me something funny she's done.
Okay, so she likes to she'll like balance on one foot and like dance for her students. And she'll be like, ah. And she always drinks a giant Diet Dr. Pepper every day. And when I was in the interview, because I had already met all these people.
Did you bring her one?
She asked me, she was like, okay, this is a deciding question.
This is so easy.
If the rest of the team is wanting Starbucks and I want you to go buy me a Diet Dr. Pepper, which will you choose? I said, let me tell you this, Jody, because her name's Jody. I said, I will keep Diet Dr. Pepper stocked, sorry, not stacked, stacked and stocked in my fridge, and I will go get the team Starbucks, and I will make sure you have a Dr. Pepper. So you're in.
Wow. They're like, you're in. Okay, let's see. Faith Wheatley. This is from your Instagram. She says, when did you know you wanted to be a teacher?
I remember this. I knew my entire childhood. I would always be the kid that lined all the dolls up and taught them the ABCs. But it was my 4th grade teacher that really was inspiring my whole life. And her name was Mrs. Tripp.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Tripp.
About this last time.
Yes.
We kept in touch until a couple of years ago when she passed away. But she was always there, like, pushing me and inspiring me through college. And when she did pass away, she had so many students coming out of the woodwork everywhere.
Do you remember any lessons she did?
I remember she did Reader's Theater. She did all kinds of, like, projects. I remember because I grew up in California in Temecula. And that's where Miss Tripp taught me, was in Temecula. And we were doing the missions. And she did a project where you had to build a model of the mission.
Yeah.
And we read The Island of the Blue Dolphins.
Oh, man, you're doing all my stuff here.
Still my favorite book to this day. And I can't use it at my school because the 5th grade teacher there uses it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But she also read Holes to us, which is why I read Holes to my students. And I remember that mission project. I worked so hard on that thing. And I did it myself. Like, my parents helped a little bit, but I did most of the work. Man. And then just all the, like, project stuff she did. It was never, like, a boring class, you know?
Think about that, guys. We got to just make this time meaningful for our kids.
Yes. Fun, exciting, authentic.
Yeah. How do you stay motivated till the end of the year?
Ooh, Starbucks.
How do you keep your kids engaged?
Well, at the end of the school year, I like to do a lot more project-based stuff. I think I answered these questions in my end of the year teacher tag, but yeah. I like to do literature studies. I like to do math projects, science projects, STEM activities.
Yes.
Charlotte
gave me the tiny house project.
You love it?
The kids are just loving that thing.
And then there's one that's also like that called Geometrosity from the same seller, and my kids love that one too. We did that the last week because I was like, okay, what can I give them for math to keep them busy, keep them engaged, keep them learning? Yeah. And I gave them the Geometrosity. And
what do you do for that one?
It's like a city. So they build.
Oh, you're building a city.
Out of 3D, like rectangles, pyramids. It's all the shapes, the 3D and 2D shapes.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And they even give you like the paper to fold everything.
Yeah.
So
do you have a TPT store?
I don't, because I am not creative, and I wish I had the time to be, but I don't.
You have this other side business though. Yeah. So you get you dress up like princesses.
Mm-hmm. I do. Well, I don't do it a lot anymore. I'm mostly just a manager now, but I used to do it a lot.
Which one was your favorite to dress up as?
Ariel has always been my favorite. But that's just because growing up, I loved her.
That
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
And like, hey, so you show up to these parties, and then you're Ariel.
Yep.
Do you like sing, or what do you do?
Yeah, we sing, we do story time, we play games, there's like a long list of activities that people can choose from, but
Is
like,
this up in by your mom's house? Is that where it's based?
that's where it started. But no, it's mostly down here in the valley.
Oh, so if you're living in the greater Phoenix area, they can call on you and say, "Hey, I need a princess for my party."
Exactly. We've been to Tucson.
Oh, wow.
I was actually flown to San Jose once.
What?
Yeah.
Do you do princes too, or just princesses?
We have princes, we have superheroes, like we have Captain America, Spider-Man.
Do you make your husband dress up ever?
I don't. I'm not Captain America material. But my husband has.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find a picture here that I can show you of my husband and I dressed up.
Oh my gosh, Halloween must be amazing for you.
Oh yeah. It's Halloween. My mom is actually the one who makes all the costumes. And we work together. She's the booking manager and I'm the talent manager. So I
okay.
do the
So
payroll and I do
find
like
all the people.
Yeah, I hire everybody and I do the talent management and she books the parties.
And you've been doing this for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Through college. And I'm still, now that I'm here, I'm probably going to be doing a lot more parties again.
How long did you live up in your other place?
In Prescott?
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up there, and then I moved down to Tempe, where I went to ASU, and I was there for like 4 years. Met Scott, got married, lived there for a while, and then we moved up 2 years ago. And then, so we lived up there for 2 years.
And now you're coming back.
So here's my husband and I.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, look at those. They're so realistic.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Where's his shield at?
Oh, it's hidden somewhere.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me of one of our previous calls.
Oh boy.
Where you told us how you went to Santa Monica City College for a week.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Charlotte is she is a performer, you guys. I don't know if you've known this, but she got scholarships and stuff for her performing arts talent. Tell us please, because people really want to know this. I know they do.
So in high school, I did a lot of performing arts stuff. I was in show choir, and
My daughter's in show choir.
Oh, and this was BG, before Glee.
Oh wow.
And I was in musical theater, so I was in shows. And
what was your favorite play you were in?
I loved doing High School Musical. I was Sharpay, and I got a national.
You would be so good.
Yeah, I'll have to bring my DVDs or send them over so you can watch.
I want to see.
But yeah, I was a pretty BA Sharpay. And I loved that show because I got to be someone who I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because I was Sandy in Grease too, but I was always like very similar to Sandy because I was always like pretty quiet and like, I don't know.
What were you like in high school?
I was like a super nice, like I was friends with everybody.
Yeah.
I had friends on the football team. I had friends who were cheerleaders. I had friends who were in drama. I had friends who were in band. I had friends that were athletes.
Did you go to school with anyone famous?
No.
Nobody famous from your school?
I don't think so. But anyway, so I graduated high school thinking, okay, I want to be on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I always like loved the idea of being a teacher, but like Broadway seemed like that, that big, like, oh, that's my dream, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody else in my theater program wanted the same thing. So we all auditioned. I auditioned for AMDA, which is the American Musical and Dramatical Academy in LA. and there's one in New York, New York Conservatory, Cal Arts, and I got offers from all of them. I actually got a full ride offer for AMDA, the one in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And for Cal Arts, I got a full ride offer. And then I got an offer from USC School of Theater, but they wanted me to raise my GPA before I came because I was a terrible student. I was like low. I graduated like with a very like smidgen of that GPA that you needed to graduate, like because I was all into my theater arts and like I didn't care about academics.
Yes.
And so I went to Santa Monica College because that's right near USC. And I was there for a week. I had auditioned and made it into the applied arts program. But then I quit because I was like, this isn't what I want to do. I don't want to wait tables while I try and audition for things. Like, I want to teach. I want to make a difference in the world. And I can perform every day if I'm a teacher.
Have you ever thought about teaching, high school performing arts?
Yeah, I have. But I think you need that degree. At least the background. But I have always done like the talent show. I've always tried to be like involved in the arts and in the schools that I work in. So yeah. I've always like, taught my kids using music and like have always been very, like with Reader's Theater, we always do like a real play. It's not just like, oh, here, read your lines, And I've always tried, like I did a theater program at the last school before the one I'm at right now.
Yeah.
When I taught in Tempe, I did the musical theater drama club. So I've been able to use my talents to,
I don't think people knew this about you, did they? It's like all new.
Times here and there. And if people have been watching my channel forever, then they definitely know because of the princess stuff. But that's kind of how I was able to keep performing in my life was by doing the princess parties.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that was kind of like my way of like wedging it in there.
Yeah.
And so then I moved back.
What is one thing that you want to bring from your old school to your new school?
One thing that I'm going to bring, like
something they did that was really awesome. And you want
the 5 C's.
The what?
The 5 C's.
5 C's. Tell us about the 5 C's.
That's collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and community connection. And it involves a lot more of students working together rather than on an individual basis. It does a lot more project-based learning. It's a lot more thinking outside the box and doing those authentic, assessments instead of just giving a test, give them an authentic opportunity. It's not done at my new school. It's not like this is our lifestyle here at wherever. But I'm going to try to take it with me and try to bring it up there. Like maybe I'll do a STEM club or a technology club or something like that. I think that would be really positive at this new school.
How about curriculum wise? Do they have the same textbook or
I think program? They still have like the old Houghton Mifflin, like Basil, but I don't use that. I use my own curriculum. For math, I had that old one, Eureka, but I don't enjoy that program. So I'm really excited to not be following a curriculum.
Yeah.
Because I get to really like teach the way I want to and what I want to.
I've got two more questions for you here. Grace Craker, I think it says, hardest and most rewarding thing about teaching.
I remember this one. I'm going to answer it the same way. The hardest part about teaching is having those students that are difficult and that push your buttons and they test you and they make doing your job harder because you have to do other jobs while you're doing your job. Mm-hmm. And the most rewarding part of it is when they progress and when they change and they blossom into a student that isn't difficult because
there's nothing like that.
Yeah, you inspire them to be positive and you inspire them to be, they don't have to be defiant. You don't have to be that way.
Yeah. As Miss May would say, that is a bucket filler right there. For sure.
Yep.
I think this is the same person because it says Grace, but then it says underscore Corey's instead of Craker. She says, favorite kind of pens. Oh, you don't have your pens behind you.
I don't. They're up there. Oh, man.
God.
I like the Stadler pens. They're at Target, and I like Flair pens as well. But Stadlers are the best.
They're the best. You're the best.
You're
I
the
have
best.
to say.
You're the best.
So what are you gonna do once your summer starts?
I like to every summer. I like to do a week where I do nothing.
Do you plan this is my week of doing nothing?
Yes, it's the first week of summer, so I usually do nothing that week. I'll sit on my butt. I'll watch Netflix all day long. Now I have a baby, so we'll play.
Yeah.
And I'll probably get my house put together. But this summer, I do plan on doing a little bit of planning because I am moving grade levels and I want to be ready. So I'll probably be doing lots of Google Hangouts with Jennifer. I will be on YouTube. I'll be probably filming daily life as a mom, teacher in the summer, home decor, stuff like that. I think we are going to the beach at some point, and I am going to a conference with my new school.
Oh, that's right. The one in Seattle?
The one in Seattle, and it's all about Avid because they're an Avid school, so I'll be learning all about Avid.
That's so cool.
And I think I'll be making a few trips to Prescott to visit. But yeah, my summer's not really.
When do you go back?
We go back August 8th, but I think my new teacher induction training, because I'm a new teacher in the district,
yeah,
is like that last week of July, the 30th.
You get credit for the years you put in at the other school though, right?
Yeah. It's just like new, like what our policies are in the district.
Yeah.
My laptop and which is exciting because my old district, you did not get a take-home device.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of device you get to take home?
I'll get like a laptop, but
Nice.
I probably won't use it because I'm always on this one because I'm a Mac person.
Not until you get the new one.
Yeah, the new one.
What are you gonna get? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm trying to think because I need to get something that has a lot of storage, a lot of memory.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna get a MacBook because I have one already, and clearly it's not. Doesn't have enough for me, and I don't need to spend that much.
They are expensive, yes.
I'm thinking about an HP.
Okay.
And I might be looking into Final Cut Pro. So if anyone knows any good programs for editing, Mr. N.
Well, you can only do Final Cut on your Mac.
You can?
Yeah, it's a Mac.
I sold one. It's called like Filmora or something for HP.
Oh, well, that would be different then, huh?
Not similar program.
If you're gonna edit on your HP, you should use Premiere, Adobe Premiere.
Oh, okay. See, I need to just call you.
Yep.
You can walk me through.
That's what you need to do. We're gonna see each other this summer.
Yes, we're gonna do a meetup.
And then I'm gonna come out in January.
Are you for sure?
No, but I'm gonna make it happen. Let's just put it down right now on this podcast for sure. I'm making a commitment. I'm going to the conference. It's gonna happen. I'm saying right now, it's gonna happen.
Yay! We're trying to get Fernanda on board so that you can meet all three of us.
Is that the it's during the week though, huh?
It's Martin Luther King Monday.
Okay.
And then the next day. So you'd only have to take one day off, maybe 3 if you're traveling.
Yes. Well, I mean, we need a night to go out though too.
Right, Monday night.
We're gonna party on Martin Luther King Day.
And my mom is gonna come down that weekend, so she'll hang out with the baby, and we can all. Jennifer and I actually talked about it. If you come and if Fernanda comes, we might just go ahead and get like a 2-room hotel suite kind of thing, and like stay down by the convention center. Let my mom watch the baby, and Mr. Valdez can come hang out with us, and we'll just like go downtown and have.
He could keep us out of trouble.
See, he could be our.
Yes, I love it. This is gonna happen, man. We're gonna make this happen for sure. for sure. All right, guys, that is the end of our podcast here. Look, it recorded the whole 51 minutes.
51 minutes? This was supposed to be a half hour.
I know, it's the half-hour Genius Hour that runs closer to an hour.
That's okay. You can listen to the first half on your way to work and the second half on your way home.
See how that works, guys? See that? Thank you so much for hanging out with me and Charlotte today on the Half-Hour Genius Hour. We love you guys, teachers. We appreciate everything that you do. As teachers, we know the sacrifice that you make every single day. And we really want you to know how much we appreciate you.
Yes, and if you're interested on being on the podcast.
If you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, please just contact me and let me know that you're interested, and we'll make it happen because I'm always looking for fun teachers to talk to. That would be you. Yeah. So I hope that you didn't crash and you didn't get any tickets and you got to work safely. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, coming up, we have Megan from Too Cool for Middle School. I'm going to talk to Lisa Highfield from HyperDoc fame and many other teacher tubers and Instagrammers coming up this summer and leading into next year so that you have a whole bunch of podcasts to listen to on your way to work next year. All right. Thank you so much. See you later.
Bye.